Hello again, Howard Bernstein with you. Sunday night Irma update here after the 11 o'clock advisory. And that's a hurricane. It's a weaker hurricane than it was the last several days, but still a hurricane. Tremendous feeder. I mean, look at this thing coming off the Florida Straits around the peninsula and then wrapping in here. This band alone has had tornadic thunderstorms, gusts over 80 miles an hour. It has been a really monster band, and there's the hurricane itself at 11 o'clock, located about 50 miles southeast of Tampa, real near Sebring, Florida. Still with winds at about 100 miles an hour right around the center. And this is the feeder band before midnight, moving right toward Daytona. It's going to work its way up the coast over the early hours of Monday. So Daytona, even up to Jacksonville. It'll get Ocala and Gainesville, too. Got to watch out. That is a seriously strong band. Here's the latest from the 11 o'clock advisory Sunday night. Irma still a hurricane, Cat 2 with winds of 100, gusts to 120. Pressure's rising. It's over land. It is weakening, and that is a good thing. Unfortunately, it did make landfall twice on Sunday afternoon, doing quite a bit of damage to the Florida Keys. Had some gusts, 130, 140 even. And then over toward Marco Island near Naples. That was the second landfall at about 3:30 on Sunday afternoon. The forecast track during the overnight takes it east of Tampa. It may be actually very close to Ocala. I don't know if it's going to be this far west, but somewhere in this vicinity here by Monday morning as a minimal hurricane, then weakening on its way toward I-10 into a tropical storm and toward areas in Georgia, even between Dothan and Macon. 50-mile-an-hour winds, and then the storm heads toward Birmingham, where it'll be downgraded to a depression more than likely by Tuesday morning. What is it going to do? It's going to bring a lot of rain to these places. Parts of South Georgia, 3 to 6 inches of rain. Some of that will make it into South Carolina and southeastern Alabama. And then the remnant low here by Wednesday, Thursday in toward Kentucky. And some of that moisture works its way toward us as we get toward the middle and latter part of the week. Look at some of the winds and waves here. As of 11:30, some of these gusts are still really impressive. Fort Myers, you see the storm is pulling away, but Punta Gorda, 44 to the north. Sebring, winds now. So the storm is past Sebring. If the winds are feeding into it here, 78-mile-an-hour gusts. They've been very windy much of Sunday night. And along the coast, we're still dealing with some gusts near 70 at 11 o'clock, but they were over 80 at times at Cocoa Beach during the earlier part of Sunday night. At Winfield, you'll see it here, the red of the hurricane force winds, the orange like severe thunderstorm to hurricane force, and a good part of central and northern Florida going to have a very windy, stormy night. Crystal River seeing those hurricane force winds at daybreak, and then really a very small section of hurricane force winds still possible here midday Monday between Tallahassee and near Lake City, mainly west of I-75 crossing I-10, but a large area of tropical storm force winds moving in toward Georgia during the day on Monday before things start to wind themselves down Monday evening as the storm heads toward Alabama. So what do we know? Irma going to hammer central and northern Florida overnight, Sunday night into Monday morning. Remains a hurricane through most of Florida. It's possible by the time it crosses I-10 it would be downgraded to a strong tropical storm. Storm surge overnight, and we're talking places in northwest Florida, on the Gulf Coast, Tampa Bay area, 6, 10, as much as 12 feet, but 12 would be on the high side. Severe weather with tornadoes along I-95 in Florida on the East Coast. We're talking 70, 80-mile-an-hour winds possible, and heavy rain still for North Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. Could see 4, maybe as much as 8 inches Monday and Tuesday. That's your Hurricane Irma update. Have a great week, everybody. I'm Howard Bernstein.